We spun main bearing 1. You see how the split is right there? So that it spun. Yeah, you see all that scoring on the main cap?
Yeah.
I don't know yet. I don't know what the exact plan is with this yet. Okay. Well, that has escalated quickly. This is the original motor that came out of the X5, and it has some carnage, some pretty impressive carnage for what it is. This has 180,000 miles on it. We found when we were tearing it down that main bearing 1 had spun, and spun quite impressively, not only destroying the bearing itself and just absolutely wrecking itself, and that also grooved into the crankshaft. This crank, you might be able to save it with some welding and grinding and all of that, but these motors aren't like super unobtainably rare, so we can find another one to put in here. The block itself, I was really hoping that we'd get into this, and even if we did have a spun bearing, that the block itself was still usable. And you probably could machine this to be usable, but the grooves that are on this main bearing cap and the block itself are quite deep. You would need a lot of line boring to get that back within spec. And in all honesty, you'd probably change the piston protrusion with how much meat you got to take off of that. That's just not, it's not worth it to me. So I don't know what we're going to do with this. I don't like scrapping things like this, so it's just going to stick around. Maybe it'll get turned into a coffee table. Who knows? But we aren't going to be using this block. So I am quite impressed with this engine and the X5 itself. I mean, it drove into the barn. I drove it an hour home after I bought it. And besides, a thump that I thought was just a bad balancer, which it was also main bearing 1 just taking a beating the entire time. It's very impressive that this motor didn't seize up, but I need a daily driver again. This X5 was supposed to be a daily driver, and right now it's just holding my driveway down. So we have another motor. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you've seen in the backdrop of a lot of shots that there is another M57 that was sitting in the corner. And that was my spare motor, but that was a car M57 335D motor. And there's some differences between the X5 and the car one. Oil pan, all-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive. Timing covers are different. There's a coolant passage that's open on the X5 block. Like there's some notable differences that take a little bit of work to make a car engine into an SUV engine, but that's what we're gonna have to do. That was the spare motor for my 335D drift car that gets abused. I wanted a spare motor laying around for it if I ever needed it, but this is a little bit more priority because that car is driving great, and the X5 is not. So we're gonna be changing that 335D motor over to an X5 motor, doing a lot of stuff while we're in there, and getting that prepared for going back into the SUV. And that motor is sitting right behind me. So let's push this back over into the corner and we'll start talking about what we're doing with that motor and getting that ready. And this is our new engine for the X5. So this is a 2011 335D engine, roughly 170,000 miles on it. Came out of a wrecked 335D that I bought for parts a few years ago and was going to use it for a swap, and then it was a spare for the 335D drift car, and now it is the new heart for the X5. A lot of things that we're going to do while we're in there. It's kind of my style to kind of get carried away with while we're in there, and there's a lot more that I would like to do to this engine, but parts availability is kind of holding me back, specifically bearings. I'm this far in, I would like to kind of just roll some new bearings in there. It's not necessarily the right way to do it. It's not uncommon on BMWs, a lot of M3s, the S65 and 85 V8 and V10 motors. A lot of people will just roll rod bearings into those with their tight tolerances, so it's not an uncommon practice. But I can't get bearings for this right now. The supplier for them is MIA's. I don't know, they're on back order. I can't get them. So I do want to inspect the bearings. I have torn this engine down. This was a fully dressed engine, turbos, everything on it. I tore it down off camera, and I wanted to make sure that this was even a maybe usable engine before dedicating all this time and money into getting stuff for it and getting parts and all these things. So I have pulled off main bearing 1, and it is in great shape. I mean, very little wear for 170,000 miles on it. So it seemed to be a well taken care of engine. It was driving up until the car crashed, so it's all good. The plan with this engine is to check all the bearings, rod bearings, main bearings, and then replace the hardware, because that hardware is one-time use. They're either torque to yield or BMW recommends you replace them. So we're doing OEM for the main bearings because I don't need studs. We are replacing the main bearing bolts because we don't need studs. We're just doing OEM bolts. And then we are replacing the rod bearing hardware as well. We are upgrading those to an ARP bolt just because, honestly. And then new gaskets. We're going to be running 335D turbos on this. They're slightly different from the X5 ones, very slightly different. Mainly just the larger turbo is different with the old emission stuff that fell off a long time ago. And then we're going to be reusing like our fluid dampener that we put on the X5 before we tore it down, and using a mix from both engines. Anything that the oil really touched on the X5 motor, I don't feel confident in using. So that's turbos, anything internal besides the pickup tube, I am going to clean that and reuse that. And the oil pan, those I feel confident I can clean those up and reuse them. But I am going to be using the car oil pump and, oil filter housing, all that stuff. So we're going to clean up this engine, do a bunch of maintenance to it, very similar to how we did the 335D motor, and just go through everything. I'm like this close to just rebuilding this entire engine, but I don't want to send anything to the machine shop. I don't want to break the head gasket seal. I don't want to do all this stuff. We're going to be doing timing chains. We're going to be doing inspecting all the bearings, putting it all back together, cleaning everything, sealing it, water pump, thermostat, anything and everything we can for preventative maintenance or just maintenance in general, and try and get this motor into the X5 so that I can have something to daily drive, because I do not like daily driving my tow rig, and I've already destroyed the trans in my wife's truck, so I need my own car. So let's get into it. First, we're going to start with main bearing and rod bearing inspection. We're going to pull those off. I'm going to flip this over. We're going to pull those off, inspect everything, lay it out, clean it, put it together with new hardware, torque everything to spec, and then we can work on the timing chain area. All right, well, this has not gone to plan, but we have main bearing 1 through 7. I only marked 6. Forgot there was a 7th one. Just imagine there's a 7 here. So main bearing 7 bearing is not great. Definitely got some wear here in the middle, which this would be, main bearing with a cap. This is the bottom, so this gets all the abuse compared to, say, the top one. So that has some wear there. Main bearing 6 got some wear on the outside there, and the rest of it looks pretty dang good. Just a little bit of weird wear there in the middle. This number 5 got some on the side there. Looks pretty good throughout. Main bearing 4, this is the middle one with our thrust bearings as well. Thrust bearings, it looks pretty good. A little bit of wear on this side from the crank being pushed towards the front of the engine, probably when the torque converter locks up. But with this being an auto, I wasn't really expecting too much thrust bearing wear. Main bearing 3 is probably the best shape out of all of them. Number 2 is not too happy. Definitely got some wear on it. And then main bearing 1 is the one that I've pulled previously, and like, not great. You got a little wear here in the front, a little shiny there on the edge, and a little wear towards the back, but not horrible. I could run that. But 5, 6, and 7 have a little bit more wear than I'm comfortable with. There's a lot of work to do all this to the engine, and I'm staring at not so great bearings. So this was not the plan. I also pulled 1-in-6 rod bearings. They're not bad, actually. Rod bearings are in really good shape. This is the top, so actual connecting rod side of the rod bearing. It's in good shape. It's got a little on the side there. Overall, not bad at all. And the actual cap side here, which would get less wear than the other one there, is, you know, you got the little bit of wear line right there starting, but not bad. Which, I mean, the rod bearing, that's very reusable if you don't want to replace bearings, but these are not what I was hoping to find. So, per usual with this project, it's not going to plan. So I really need to find bearings for it. The crank surface for the rod and the main are actually in really good shape. So it's just the bearing that did their job and was a sacrificial wearing surface. So now I get to track down some kind of bearing for this motor. We are at a dead halt until I decide what to do from here. That's cars. Somehow I did all this planning and didn't really account for the possibility that the bearing inspection wouldn't go the way I hoped. Well, we still have a long way to go till this car is back on the road. Make sure you're subscribed to see what Plan C ends up being for this motor rebuild. Let us know in the comments what you'd recommend we do to ensure this X5D gets back on the road and can be a reliable daily driver for us.